Hello everyone, and let's check out another very fascinating chess game by Paul Morphy. And once again, this game is a Knight Odds game by Paul Morphy, and his opponent is a player named C. Nicholson. And was he a relative of Jack Nicholson, a famous actor? And did you see One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? A very beautiful movie by Jack Nicholson. Anyway, maybe he is the relative of Jack Nicholson or not. And right now he is playing with Paul Morphy. And Morphy is playing with the white pieces. This game was played in Baltimore in 1859. This is a Knight Odds game. A huge disadvantage for Paul Morphy. Paul Morphy is giving up his knight for his weaker opponent. So, as it appears in the chessboard, Paul Morphy surrendered his knight. And now, Nicholson, who is playing with the black pieces, has the advantage. And Morphy starts the game with playing e4, e5, f4, e takes on f4, knight to f3, g5, bishop to c4, bishop to g7, and Morphy castled h6, c3, d6, queen to b3, attacking on f7, and Morphy is using this queen to b3 move a lot, isn't he? Queen to f6, defending with the queen, d4, knight to e7, bishop to d2, and also Nicholson castled, bishop to d3, knight from b to c6, rook from a to e1, bishop to g4, h4, by Paul Morphy. Bishop takes on f3, rook takes bishop, b6, h takes on g5, pawn takes pawn. And after this move, Paul Morphy played rook to h3, knight to a5, attacking the queen, queen to d1, knight to g6, g3, f takes on g3, rook takes on g3. Paul Morphy opened a lot of files and there is no pawns guarding the king, as you can see. What a sacrificial chess game by Paul Morphy, a very aggressive chess game. And Paul Morphy opened some deadly files for attacking the king. So it's very obvious that Paul Morphy is planning to attack the king from the king's side. Bishop to h6, e5, attacking the queen. So Nicholson captures the pawn, d takes on e5, and then bishop takes on g5 by Paul Morphy, sacrificing the bishop. Bishop takes on g5, what else? And then queen to h5 by Paul Morphy. And now you see why Paul Morphy sacrificed his bishop, and now Paul Morphy is attacking the bishop, and black is in danger. Believe it or not, white has lots of attacking opportunities in this position, and the king is looking very vulnerable. And in this position, a slight error, a slight mistake could cost heavily for black. So this is why in this position, Nicholson had a panic attack. He said, "Stay away from me, I want my mummy." And Nicholson played knight to e7. Can you see the blunder? Well, after knight to e7, Paul Morphy played the obvious move. He played queen to h7. Checkmate. Wow, what a horrible blunder by Nicholson. But we should not forget about how black's position was paralyzed. Black was in trouble. Black had a very difficult position to defend. A slightest mistake could cost heavily. So this is what happened to black. But let's take it back. So white black had a panic attack in this position after queen to h5. If something like bishop to f4, then bishop takes on g6 and threatening checkmate. So if f takes on g6, then rook takes on g6. And as you can see, black is losing the queen. At the game, king to f7 was a life-saving move, by the way, prolonging the game. Rook takes on f6, king takes on f6, d takes on e5, and for losing the queen, black has loss of material, and this is not all over for black. Black is still in the ball game. Black is fighting back, but also this is not winning for black, especially if we can consider how the king's safety is compromised, as you can see in this position. So this is why after queen to h5, knight to e7 was a deadly mistake by Nicholson, and Morphy played queen to h7, checkmate. The game ended here. A very interesting chess game. We can also see the psychological advantage of Paul Morphy. So he was the leading chess player in the world, and Morphy was playing with some ordinary chess players, and probably they were feeling the pressure when they were playing against Paul Morphy. Maybe that's why they were making these silly mistakes. So this is checkmate. So I hope you have enjoyed watching this video, and I hope to see you next time. Take care and bye bye.